Hey everybody, Nate from Detroit here, and today we are installing Linux to this Mac Pro tower here. And you might be asking yourself, something that I am, but why? Well, there is a lot of free stuff out there for the open source operating system of Linux. We're going to install Ubuntu on here, and we're going to put some free apps that are really cool, really fun to mess around with and everything, and are starting to become industry standards in some way. And I think it's important for us musicians, creators, and engineers to be a part of this community and development as this system grows and becomes part of our technological future. So I have this USB stick that I have put Ubuntu to. If you don't know how to do that, I think I'm going to walk through that real fast, and then we'll put this USB stick into the computer and run through the install process. So if you have never made a bootable USB disk for an operating system, it's quite simple. You can download this free program from Mac called Bella Etcher, and you flash from file, and all you do is click that, select the file that you downloaded from the Ubuntu website. If you've never done that, let's open up a new window here. Ubuntu Linux download, and download Ubuntu desktop. And we got Intel and 64 right there, download. Now you don't have to subscribe or anything like that. It just starts the download going. And all you do is when that download is done, you select that file from there, select your target, which is your USB drive, be cautious there, and click flash. And then that'll make this bootable USB disk, okay? So now I'm just gonna plug this into my Mac and restart the computer. And when I push restart, I'm gonna hold the Alt button on the keyboard. When you hold the Alt button, it gives you boot up options on your Mac tower. And I will add that this is an Intel Mac tower. It's a 2019, and then they switched, I think in 2020 or 2021, to the new Apple Silicon. And so this is what it looks like when it comes up with the selection screen, and then you're gonna go to EFI boot and push enter. Now on this screen here, I'm gonna try Ubuntu Safe Graphics. That's because on Mac computers, sometimes the graphics cards that they use can interfere with the install process, but everything gets worked out after the desktop installs. Okay, and here we are. We have a desktop. It should auto-launch the installer in just a second. Yep, here it is. Yeah, English, accessibility options if you have any, and check your keyboard, make sure it works. I'm going to use wired connection because I'm connected on LAN. Now this is an update for the installer. I guess I could update for the installer, why not? All right, click the install release, English, use wired. I'm going to go interactive installation here, so it's a first time thing. Now I'm going to do the extended selection so I can get some more office tools and things. And I'm going to check both of these because I'm going to make sure that there's all the drivers for the graphics card or Wi-Fi, and then also make sure that there's support for MP3, MP4, all the different audio and video files I might use. Okay, great. So this is where we slow down. So I want to make sure that I make the right decision here. I have an external drive that I want to install Linux to, but I have a RAID card in this Mac Pro with 2 NVMe drives on it, and I have my NVMe drive that the Macintosh OS boots from. We don't want to disturb any of those, but we want to make sure that we install it to the external SSD drive that I have. All right, and so at advanced features, this just chooses what type of encryption you want to use or file system. I've used ZFS install on some computers that I've installed Linux to, Ubuntu to. I'm just going to use this one for none. And I'm going to push next. And now here is where we select our drive. I'm going to choose the SDA 480. I know that that's it. It's a Kingston external SSD drive that I have connected. All right, my computer name. I'm going to call it Studio. And my username is Nathan. My password. Okay, so I'm going to uncheck require my password at login. As the name says, Nate from Detroit. All right, so now let's slow down here and just double check all of our settings. We've got the disk setup. Erase and install Ubuntu. The installation disk goes to my Kingston external drive on an SSD. The applications is extended selection. We've got no encryption, and we're installing all the codecs and drivers. Partition SDA formatted as FAT32 for boot, and then it's going to make an SDA2 formatted external. We are surely only using this one right here. Install. Okay, installation complete. Ubuntu 24 LTS is installed and ready to use. So we can continue testing, which is just using the operating system off the USB, or we can push restart now. When you push restart now, it's usually going to ask you to unplug the USB, and then once you do, you still have to hold Alt on the Mac so that it'll give you the boot up option. Yeah, so here it is. Please remove the installation medium and press enter. And now we'll hold Alt again when the chime starts. There we go, EFI boot. And now this should boot to the Linux Ubuntu operating system off of my external SSD drive. Here's the boot up logo. Here we are. Welcome to Ubuntu 24. Push next. Skip. That's just to enable Ubuntu Pro features. I don't like sharing my analytics, but whatever. You can open the App Center. I like to install a lot of things by command line, but if you like the App Store type experience, then you can open up the App Center. It's really cool. You can search for things like chess or Klondike, etc., and you can install some things like that. So my reason for having an Ubuntu install on my Mac Tower is so that I can test a lot of different audio software that's out there for Linux, and I want to test how well software that is cross-platform works on a Linux environment because, like I said, I really feel it is a future for creators. I have already installed Fender Studio Pro 7 on a different Linux computer and tested it and stuff and everything. It was pretty neat. But now they have Fender Studio Pro, and I'm going to install that, and I plan on installing some other audio apps such as Ardour and Reaper and a bunch of other utilities and things. So the first thing I'll probably do is install a low latency kernel driver and some other stuff, but that's in a different video. I did just want to mention the reason I did this and what you might be doing it for as well. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.